afternoon and welcome to the Flower Patch, and my name's Iris Smith, where I make beautiful artificial flower arrangements for all occasions. Welcome guys, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you for all your wonderful comments, and especially across the pond as well, where I've had a few comments stating that they're going to give it a go what we did yesterday, because they have those colours, and hopefully they will get some of what I used to be able to do it. So that's really touched me. I love it when people want to give it a go as well. Right, now it was late last night actually, I had a message. Somebody asked me if I could do a small swag. Basically they want it in the house, they don't want it on the door, because the decor that they set up for around Halloween time is lime green and black. Oh, that sounds divine. So they wanted me to do a small swag in lime green and black, and that's what we're going to do today. I haven't brought out a lot of elements because it is a small swag, because I do have different sizes, and I have done a bow. They didn't state whether they wanted a bow or anything, not really much more than what they asked for, so I'm just going to go back on the information of that. So I thought, why not? I've got some Magnolias that are lime green, and I haven't used them. I had lots, but I've got a few packets left, and I haven't used them this year. So I thought, why not? Let's get those out and use them. So first of all, the small swag that I've got, again, I do have different sizes ranging from around 22 inches upwards. I think the largest one I've got is a 36 inch. So I got out the smallest one, which I do, which is a 22 inch. I have fluffed it up. It's ever so tiny because I'm used to working on the big ones. This is really, really tiny. Isn't that cute? Oh, it looks like a little dolly's swag to go on a dolly house. Oh, I think it's really sweet. But knowing me, guys, it's going to be much bigger than what this is. So I thought let's give it a go. Let's do a little small swag for the lady who wants it in her home. And the lady also did say if she prefers mine to, oh, I wish people wouldn't say this. If she prefers the way I've done mine, then she probably will purchase the one that I've done instead. So we'll see. If not, give it a go. Give it a go, Jacqueline. You will enjoy it. So let's go through. I've tried to semi-prepare because there's some things I'm not sure about. So I've got some more bunches down here of my ficus, but I've got it with the green and lime green in the pattern of the leaves. I thought that would look really nice. I've cut them quite short because it's only a small wreath. I have cut them quite short, but these are going to be going around. If I need any more, again, I've got the rest on the floor. I've taken out the smallest of my pine needles, which are a limey green as well, and they are the 7 inch ones. I don't have the 3 inch ones. I used to. I've got some on picks, but they're Christmas ones. But the ones like this I only have in the 7, 9 and 11 inch. So we've got those. I haven't prepared, well, I say I haven't. I've placed some of my black fern on picks, and some obviously I've left as the full bunch. So we're going to see if we want them singular or, you know, a bit of a cluster of some. So I've just brought them out instead. I've got out some orchids. I've cut these down because I was measuring the size, so I cut them while I was looking at the length of them. So I've just taken 4 out. I want 3 at the top and 1 at the bottom. So I've got those. They have got like a deep burgundy in the center of them, but again, that the orchid itself is majority, you know, the majority of it is lime green. I've also, and now I haven't prepared with these, I've also got out my lime green berries. Now I've got 2 sorts here because I've placed 2 lots together. I've got the bigger glossy berries, and then I've got the smaller ones on black stems. So I'm not quite sure which one I'd like to use. So we'll see when we go along. I've also just got out for a bit of movement and wispiness my scabiosa, and I didn't realise this, guys, until I sat it down, put them down on my workbench. I realised that there's some without what haven't quite opened. So they've just gave you the seeds, what they look like before they turn into these. And I didn't realise that when I purchased these. So we've got the scabiosa. I've only got about 2 or 3 stems out, but I don't think I'm going to need all of those. I have got out my black grass with the little peacock, mini peacock feathers on the tip, again for the wispy bits. So we've got those. If I just reach down here, now I've got to use these in something like this. I place them against all the lime green and they look fabulous. So I've got out my cut out poinsettias in black. I've got a bit of black filler foliage. I may use these, I may not. I've got some more. I have them on a garland, these. They come on a very fine string on a garland. So I cut them off and place picks on. So I've been doing that as well. And I've got our magnolias out, guys. Again, I've left them in the packs. They're not all open, but I have opened one just to show you. And there we have it. And it's got a bit of the leopard print in with it. And I thought, let's use it. Let's use it, guys. So because it's got the leopard print in it, I've done a bow. And I've added in the black, plain black, a glittery lime green and the leopard print. And I've got long tail ends because I'm considering placing the tail ends and doing another extra loop within around the center. I'm not sure yet. So we'll see again as we go along with that. So I'm going to bring the camera down and we're going to get started with our ficus because that is going to be the backdrop foliage, you know, the background foliage, which is going to be placed at the back of everything else. So let's start with that, guys. Oh, and I've got my cup of coffee, of course, because everybody's at work today again. The house is really quiet. It's lovely. You get those times, don't you, guys? I don't know about you, but I do, where you just like a time to yourself and you haven't got, like, I've got my adult children still living at home. Mom, can, you know, and it's, you just want your brain to just be peaceful for some, you know, on some days. So today, it's lovely. So one moment, let's get this camera down and let's get cracking. So I'm going to bring it only in about here so you can see. Usually when I have a spruce swag, because I do use these spruce swags a lot, I tend to add in, cut a piece of garland off that's got pine needles on, or other spruce on it as well. And I tend to attach it down the centre to make it a bit more fuller and thicker, because these are not very thick and they're not lots, they haven't got lots of spruce on, so I tend to like to do that with them. But because I'm using the pine needles, that will help fill it up a little bit. So let's get the bits out that I can't believe how tiny I had to cut them. So we're going to start off, and it's the same process as when we did the spruce wreath yesterday. You just glue them to start with down to the spine, the center spine at the back of your swag. And if you want to attach them, so, you know, just wrap a little bit of your spruce around them for extra support as well. I tend to attach some because you're going to be putting all your other stems, once these are all in, and sticking them to some of these stems, so the weight could get a bit too much and they could start leaning forward. So I'm going to attach that to the center at the top, and I'm just going to get a little piece of the swag and I'm going to just wrap it around just to hold that in place. Now when I do for the new for the beginners or for the new subscribers, when I place in, and I always say the easy way to understand how to create that shape for your swag is the top part here, right at the top. Look at it like it's a human body. So this is your neck. Then here, the widest part is your shoulders. Obviously, our shoulders are wider. So there is going to be the wider point. So then when you place in your foliage for your shoulders, I go in horizontal and have it sticking out a little bit either side. Let's just wrap that one around as well. So then I do that either side. And again, I'm going in vertical, but I'm sticking it to the spine of the swag. So they will come out the furthest point. Just like that. So your neck and then your shoulders. So then on your other piece, we're going to where our lungs are on our top part of our body. That one's got, excuse me, a little bit of the leaf is starting to come up. So let's just place a bit of glue on to keep it on. There. So now we're at our lungs. Here, our ribs or our lungs, whichever you want to call it. So now I go in at a slight angle. I don't go horizontal. I start to just angle this stem and it will go in there, because by angling it, your stem will lean downwards. So we are trying to create that teardrop shape. So again, I'm going for where the spine is. Let's just wrap that one around. Like that. And I will do the same on the other side. Go to the spine at an angle I will be having our bow. I want that right at the top here. So now we are going to our waist. So the angle of my stem will be a bit more of an angle than what this was. So that could be 45-degree angle. This would be 22, which is more of a sharper angle. And then we'll bring that one onto the spine as well. Just wrap that around. So as you can see, it's coming down to a point. And we will do it on this side as well. So whatever I do on one side, I will do on the opposite. So let's just wrap this one around as well. So that is coming in, and then, oops, a daisy. At our lower part of our waist, I will coming more slightly off being vertical when I'm placing this in. So it's going more probably at a 15-degree angle, which is even sharper. So then I'll go there. And again, it's slightly coming in. Hello?
Hello.
Oh, hello. And then I will do it on this side as well. More of a vertical. And then finally, on the bottom, I've got a longer stem yet. On the bottom, I would just go in vertical. And I will slide it up against the spine. And we'll just have that sitting vertical down at the bottom. Let me just manipulate the stems. So now you have it widest point, slightly going in a bit further, slightly more until you get to the point. So that is your teardrop shape. So I've got 2 pieces left. So now I will place one here, and then I will place one here. Oh no, I've got 3, so I can use 3. So let's get one, and I'm sticking this to the spine as well, going it in vertical. Again, just placing the spruce around. Around it. Then I will bring one coming here as well. Slightly further up around the center. Let's just get our pine, our spruce, should I say, and wrap that around. And I'm going to incorporate it within the spruce so it's not looking too odd. And I've got a little one here, so I will place that there. So I will just slightly cut that shorter, so I don't need any more. And I'm now going down with that one. Just wrap that spruce around that one, like so. And I haven't placed any here because, again, as I say, this is where our beautiful bow is going to sit. So then we've got foliage just popping out at the top here from it, and then these at the bottom. So now we've done that, I think I'm going to add in our black fern. Well, let me just have a quick sip of my coffee. That was my son, by the way, guys. He's finished work. He started really early. So, did I put some on single picks? I didn't. No, I thought I did. Oh, well. We've got them where they have got 3 leaves on one stem. So now where you see at the top where the neck is, in between the neck and the shoulders, either side of the neck, I will place in the ferns, what will go around here. So I'm filling in that gap in between the ficus. So let's do that. So I'm going here. Now again, I don't mind the fern being long because it's wispy. If you don't want it that long, just push your stem further down. And again, I'm going this side and I'm attaching it to the spine again. I start off attaching it to the spine until I have more elements placed in. Then I will start sticking the stems onto other stems like the ficus or the ferns. So now I will go from the shoulders to the ribs. I will go in between here. And I'm going in horizontal with those as well. Oops, I've got a glue string following me. Oh my goodness. So then I'm lifting up some of the spruce because I don't want it on the spruce at the top. I've got glue on my thumb. And again, if you feel it's not quite sitting or how you'd like, or it's not strong enough, just wrap some of your spruce around. I have to keep turning the leaves because they do move quite easily. So we'll get another one, and again we're going to go in between here, but we're going to start now angling our stem. So I'll straighten the leaves up when I've got it in. So we're now angling the stem to start coming down. And I'm angling them very much the same as what I did with the ficus. Excuse me. We'll do it down here as well. So I just want 3 more on the outer side. And I'm pushing the ones at the bottom slightly further up. Like that. Have I got any more? Oh, I've got, oh, I think I've just got enough. I haven't got to cut any of the bunches. And then I do one at the bottom as well. I need another one actually to do the top where the neck is. I've forgotten. So I'm going in at the bottom as well and having that pointing down. I'm going to pull that off and glue that one in place instead of it moving. There. So I do need one more. Have I got? Just get that glued on in there. So then I'll use this one to do the neck, which I forgot. Just turning them again. So now I'm going to go back to the top and go behind where the neck is. And now I'm going to place that in vertical as well. So we now have our black fern around the outside. I'm not sure if I'd want, let me just get another bunch. I could bring some in there. So, oops. How many would I want? 1, probably 3. So let's cut 3 off. So again, I'm going to do, I must have to take the plastic off at the bottom. It's, I don't know why I've got a thing about having it on. So I'm going to bring one and place that in vertical again. Like that. And I'm going to have these two coming out to the side. As well. So I'm going to just, I don't know if, I can't really shorten the stem on these. And then I'll do the other one here as well. So we've got some going through around the center as well. So I'm not going to need any more of the fern. So I'll place those over there. Now I'm going to now place in our pine, and you'll see with this that it starts to give it more fullness because of the shape of them. I do love these. And again with these, I think I've only got 7 out. I pulled 7 out. I'm going to bring some here, and after I've placed this in, then I will attach my bow. I'm going to place one at the neck as well. I always like to place one at the top with along the neck, then around where the shoulders are again. And now I'm starting to stick onto all the stems that are in, you know, already in. So then I will go around the shoulders. Just want to make sure it doesn't, there we go. So we've got that one around there, our shoulders. Then I'm going to bring one either side here on our ribs. I may need another one there, and then one at the bottom. So I may have to just grab another. So we'll go in, start angling our stem again. And then do I need actually another one? Let's just place one at the bottom to start with, and we'll see. So let me just glue that one again. No, I think we'll be okay with that. So then I think that would be enough. I could easily bring one here. So let's bring this last one in the center. So as you may notice, I am what I've got around the outside, I am bringing on the top as well. And just to balance it all out. So that's how it's looking at the moment, just with our foliage, or some of our foliage, I think. Yeah, some of our foliage in. Lovely colours. So now I'm wanting to bring in our bow. Now I'm using the green one is a 5/8, the black is a 7/8, and then the leopard print is a 2.5 inch. So I'm wanting this to sit here. I know the tail ends are really long, but I want that to sit at the top like so. So what I'm going to do with the wire that I've got at the back, you can either take it around the spine at the back, or you can fasten it to a spruce. I'm on this occasion going to take it around the back because I want it to slightly sink in. So I'm going to just go either side of the spine at the back. If I can just arrange where I'd want my tail ends up above. Around there. So I'm going to just turn it over, and I'm just going to twist like I would on a wreath. And then I'm going to bend this back inside the swag. Let me just cut that little piece off. So now it is on. So we can fluff up our bow. Like so. So with the tail ends, I was considering doing the waterfall effect, which some people call it a bridge. Where you can go like that and then attach it around a spruce. But then I was thinking concerning, what did I do with the magnolia? Oh my goodness, what did I do with this magnolia that we had? Oh, it's here. But I do want to be able to see the magnolias, so I was considering placing one here, and then maybe one where I'm going to join the tail ends, and one at the top. So I've just placed, the black was the first ribbon that I started with, so that goes to the bottom. Then I did the leopard print, so then that's next, and then the green was last. So do it in the order that you did your bow. Look for a spruce, a long enough spruce. I think here. Pinch together all three. Just get the spruce that you want it to go around and wrap the spruce around where you've pinched it. So you don't need to then glue it. So then here I just slightly open it up. Here as well. So you get that effect. And if you notice, the tail end on the green, and it works with the black as well. The tail end on the green is on the right. Here it's on the left. Now it's back on the right. So I do the zigzag with the placing of the tail ends. So one here, one out here, one back over there. So I've moved that over there. And it's the same with the black. I've kept the leopard print one going down the centre all the way down. Excuse me. Right. So now I'm going to bring, let's just cut this a little bit, our poinsettia. Oh, let me just have a drink. I waste coffee, me. No wonder I'm constantly buying coffee at home. So I'm going to bring that one. I'm going to place it going up vertical, but then I'm going to stop midway to about there on the stem and then bend it upwards so it's sitting flat on top. I just want to get it in before I bend it, in case I'm bending it in the wrong place. So I'm just going behind where I've just attached the tail ends. And then now I'm going to bend it up like so. And then open the magnolia out. Just open that leaf. That goes in the middle because it's smaller. And if you notice as well with the leopard print on the magnolia, I brought these to either side instead of just going down and blending in with the ribbon and being, you know, high, basic clashing. So I brought them out. The only one I've left is the smaller one going down. And then with your magnolias, just turn the tips because they are supposed to be like a, you know, a cup. So just bring the tips up and bring them in. So they bend inwards. Just slightly, you don't have to do it lots. Just to give that little bit of a curve coming inwards. So we've got our first magnolia in. Let's grab another one. And again, they come close together. So let me just straighten the stem. Start to peel the one what's out and then just go peeling them outwards. One at a time, because the smaller ones are usually in the center. Like so, and then I just give them that little thumb at the top and bend them up so they look like they're closing slightly at the tips. So there we have the other. So I'm wanting to bring that one, let me just bend around here, and also the other one on this side. So I may just have 3. I don't think by placing 4, might do, I don't know. It does look quite nice. So I'll cut that one short as well. And I'm going to place this in horizontal. Because it's going around here where the bow, center of the bow is, and then I'm just going to slightly bend that one. So we've got that sticking there. Do I bring it in a little bit more? Just a tiny little bit more. I'll push it in. Not much. That's better. So we've got that one like that on that side. So then I'll do the same with the other. Bring them out. There's a larger one there. Like that. And then just make it like a cup, so to speak. Like that. And then we're going to bring the other one on this side. So I'm just going to have a look which way the leopard print, that's pointing down. That one's pointing down as well, so we'll have this one down. Get a bit more glue on it, not my jacket. So we'll do the same with this one. Let me just see if that's out enough. And the reason I'm having the leopard print down, because I don't want the leopard print here touching with on the ribbon again, because then it's just going to look like you've got a big cluster of leopard print. So I'm breaking that up by placing the green leaves of the magnolia next to the ribbon instead. So I think we may go for one at the top, guys. I just have a feeling it will look nice. So let's do one more time. And if you're just, again, you could easily place cable tie on your stems if you feel you want to add a bit more support, or floral wire as well. So let's just cup it. I think, right, we've got that there, so we need the green there with it. I'm going to cut this one as well. And I'm going to just place this down vertical. Make sure I don't place. So I'm going to just bend that over there. So let's just have a look. There we have it. So if you can see, I'll hold it that way as well for you, where the neck is up here, then the shoulders, ribs, waist and lower waist. So that's how that looks. So we don't need any more of the magnolia. Now I was considering placing in some of these on the outer side. Probably one there. They're only very tiny, these. I know that at the moment there's a lot of the lime green, but we haven't added our black in really yet. Because we've got the flowers here, I was wanting to maybe incorporate those there. I'm going to stand above it just to have a look. Do I place one there? Bring these midway instead, underneath the magnolias. Coming down there, and then have that one there. I think so. Instead of bringing them up above, because there's the 3 magnolias are all around the top end, and just one single magnolia down here. So then bring the 2 orchids down there instead. So let's get these in. I'll just cut it a little shorter, I think. Yes, this is the size that they come. They don't come with a long stem. So again, I'm going in vertical. And again, this is around our neck. I'm placing them underneath the fern, so there's a bit of black parting the magnolia and the orchids. Just make sure you get them the right way. So we want this, I'm going to be placing in excuse me, at an angle as well. I may need to place that in a little bit further. There we go. Do the same with this. So I'm going in at the angle like that. Let me just make sure that one's in. I'm going to pull it out and I'm going to put a little bit more glue on it. I'm going to go in from the back. And then our final one, I'm going to sit that one above, because I'm going to use some of my black foliage to part the green here, and I will incorporate that in there. So I'm going to place that one there, which is going to go in vertical, and sit that on the pine. So that is our orchids in as well now. So there is a lot of green, lime green, but we're going to start to incorporate our black. So I'd like to bring these in as well, in between the magnolias going around. And I could actually bring one down there. Now I've got all different sizes, and I think with the magnolias being quite large, I may have to use the larger poinsettias. So I'm just going to place them so on here. I can't get it under. There we go. So I'm placing them before I put them in. I don't want to hide the orchid, so I may have to go a little smaller with the poinsettia. I a smaller one up above as well. And then bring that one up there. So that's where I'm going to have the poinsettias. So I'm not going to need any more of those. So now I've placed them in. Let's get them there. So let's just cut and part the black and the green. Part the two green from the magnolia. And again, I've already started to attach the stems onto other stems as well. Oops, let's get the glue string. Bring that one in there as well. And the other one. We'll place that one in. Stick that to the pine needle stem. And then our final one at the top. I'm going to stick this one onto the orchid stem. So just fluff our bow again. So that is it with our poinsettias in. Doesn't that look wonderful? Quite an elegant colour to have as a Halloween, but really nice and bright. I think it's really pretty. So yeah, I do feel I need, do I need, maybe yes. Now do I really need these in? I could scatter a few around. just take they do give it a different texture and interest, because I think if I use the black ones, I could bring the black ones around the side. Do I really want to place in the peacock feathers? Yeah, we're going to put those in now. I find that these would give that little bit of a movement, and again I'm going on the outside with these, so I'm going on the shoulders, and if you want to give them a little bit of movement as well, or curve, oh my gosh, you can just rub your finger up like that and it will curve over the stems. I'm not going to press it hard, guys, because I'm not sure I want to do it. So you just go like that with your thumb and finger nail, rub it up, and it does bend them over, instead of having them all tightly together like those two are here. So that opens it up and gives it more movement. So I may just do it lightly, because if you do it too hard, they will end up curling right to the bottom. So I may have to do that on the other one as well. Again, just for that movement. Yeah, I'm going to do it on this one. I can now where it's in. You've got to go right to the bottom. Let's try this one here. It's not got as much movement as the other one. To perhaps have a play with it later. And just do it again with this one. I've got glue all over now. Do the same. See, I've just gone a bit too hard with that one and it's curled right over. And there's nothing really. You could do it with your scissors, but you'd have to do it really gently. Right. You'd want one at the top. So I'm going behind the magnolia. And I'm going to go where the magnolia is, not the magnolia, sorry, the orchid is. This is a smaller one, so I may bring this one down to the bottom. there. I'll just cut that one down a little. I'm going to just place a bit of tape around this one. What's the weather like where you are, guys? We've got it really cloudy and windy. It's not cold, but it's just dull. But that's the English weather. It's the norm, I think, for us over here. Then I'm going to go across where I did this one. As well. We'll just see if that's enough. I'm wondering if I need some either side of the Magnolias. I've got 2 left. I think so. Let's place one in. One in there. And then the other one. So then we've used all these. If you have any of the gems, you know, the jewels, you could place in some jewels in it as well. I do have green, but not lime green. I have the emerald green jewels. So I wouldn't place in an emerald green with the lime. That's if you were, if that's what you'd like to, you know, place in. So I'd either place a black one in, or I'd try and get an emerald green one. I'd do something like that. Not emerald green, sorry. Oh my good gracious me. A lime green. Sorry, my mistake. So that's now with our peacock feathers, just adding a little bit of movement around the sides, a bit of wispiness to give off that little elegant look as well. So let's have a look. Do I need lots of this? I think I may bring some in the odd place, like I know it's black on black, so I'd have to bring it slightly further down, or in between the 2 poinsettias here. I would perhaps bring it there, because I don't really like black on black because it disguises itself, each other. So I'd just bring that. I know I've got the fern, but I've got the ficus here underneath. So I could bring the odd ones there as well. I don't know how many I'd like. Or you could have the, if you haven't got, I mean, I don't really know what these are called. I think they're like, if you look at them individual, slightly, I don't know what they're supposed to be, similar to a maple. I know they're not a maple, but, oh, no, they're not a maple. I'm not sure what it is. So I'm going to cut these shorter, and I'm going to use these as depth. So I'm going to place them in between the 2, like I have with that one. I haven't glued it yet, but in between the 2 poinsettias, but underneath. a little bit further down, so it's just a little black. Place it in there. So we're going to go a little bit further down where the ficus is, and just use again as a bit of depth inside. And I'm going to do that with them all, what I place in, because now we've got the poinsettias above. That's, you know, your blacks there, it's balancing it out. So we've got green, green, green. So under here, I'm just going to place a little bit of the black leaf. And I'm going to do the same on this side. This depth. So then I'm going to come, again, you've got quite a bit of green on the magnolia, then the pine, ficus, then the pine needles again. So I'm going to bring under here, where the pine needles are, some black. So I'm just trying to balance it out. I'm going to do the same here. And that little bit of black there as well. And I may want one more. Do I bring it? No, I don't want it there. I may bring it at the bottom. I'll have to look at the top. So I'm going to go and sit it on, or attach it to the pine needle. But again, just going a little bit further in. Not as much as the others, because this is our point. So I want to take a quick look at the one at the top. I may do the same there. Yeah, I'm going to do the same there. I don't think I need to cut this one. So I'm going to attach that one to the orchid stem. Maybe just push it in a little bit more. There. So we've got it just in between. I've parted it so you've got a bit of the leaf coming on one side of the orchid as well as the other, and I've done the same on the bottom. So we've got some of our black foliage around the sides. So I don't want any more, oops a daisy, any more of that. Now we have, I'm still debating about the scabious. It does look good though. I wonder if I could put poppy seed heads in instead. Now I think I'm going to go for the ones with the black stem, guys. Because we're doing black, it makes sense. Black and lime green. I think it makes sense to go with these. Now how shall I, oh it's raining. How do I place? See, they are very, very light. I could bring some around the outer side. I may bring one in here. Ooh, choices, choices. Let's just take one off. Let's just have a look. I'm going to bring one in between the bow. So now I'm going to just push this a bit further down. If I can, there we go. And then bring that back to the center. I think I'm just going to take off small pieces and scatter them about. I think obviously with the one at the bottom I could have on a longer piece, so we'll go where the black fern is. We'll bring it right at the bottom. So it's with the black fern. Right at the bottom there, along with these. So I think let's part the fern, the black foliage and the poinsettia. So let's just pop one of these in just to part those colours. I'll do the same on the opposite side to it as well. And just part that there, so then that looks really like we've, you know, split the black all up. Hi, hon. No. Split the black up with the berries. So let's come higher up. I'm going to bring around the shoulder area as well. Just push that in a little bit more. Do the one on the opposite side. There also. The longer piece, I'm going to go where the poinsettia is. Bring that there. So I know because I've gone here, up here, I need some here. So let's again cut some pieces off. I don't want them too close to that one. I've just spotted that. So I'm going to bring it down here, or I can't really put it there because the lime green is on the magnolia. So there's a little gap here as well. So I'm going to just pop it in there. I think I'm going to put it there. Don't know what that piece is for. So we'll do the same on this side. Where our fern is, and just pop that one in there. So we've brought those down as well. So we've got our berries. I don't need any more. I've got these 3 little pieces with the leaves on. If I just tidy that up. I've got 3 little pieces with leaves on. So what I'm going to do, because we've not really put much underneath here, under the waterfall effect, I'm going to stick these in there. You will really see them anyway. And I'll put one in the bow. And I'll bring that one up above. So we'll just have a little bit of that there as well. So I don't need no more berries. I'm left with the scabiosa and the little black pom-poms. Now, again, we've got a lot of green in. More green than black. So I think adding those is going to just add, it's just going to add more green. And then we'd have to add more black to break it up. I don't know how I've done that. So I think if we have anything, it would have to be black again. But I feel let me just move those. I do feel, you know, around here you got black, 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 black. I feel around the shoulders here I just need something in green. And as I said, I've got the poppy seed heads. I could use those or Hypericum. Let's get the poppy seed heads out because they are lime green. I think they would add that extra, just that extra little bit underneath there and a different texture as well. So I know I've placed some on picks. Where are they? So if I just place one in, it's around here. So if I just put that there, I wonder if that looks okay. Or does it look too silly? Let's have a look. Can you hear it raining, guys? You can't really see them. I think with these you'd have to bring them higher up. So it's got to be something. I've got lime green fern. You could put a bit of lime green fern there. So let me just grab those instead. I can get them. Oh, there would be at bottom, guys. Come here. Oops, I've just dropped some. Oh my goodness gracious me. There we go. There we go, we've got it. Let's just move those out of the way as well. Now I have got the lime green fern. So let's have a look. I think that would be better. That's better. That is much better. 2, 3. I don't know how many I'm getting out. I'm just grabbing so many. So I'm going to just cut a little bit off. And once I place this in and show you, you'll perhaps agree that it was better idea than the poppy seed heads. my thought process behind it is with the fern, black fern, oh gosh, black fern, green fern, black fern, green fern, going around the edging. Oh my goodness, how daft was that? So I'm going to do that and have like a border, or like, as I call it sometimes, like a frame around it. So black fern and green fern. So we'll place that one in there. Oops. The black fern, get that in place there. And the black fern, which is in the neck, so then we go at the side of it. Let me cut the, oh, I don't know how many I'm going to need. So then again, the black fern here, so we need, and then there's a black fern there, so we need to go in this between with the green fern. I'm going to do that like that. I think I will need all these, maybe a few more. So black fern and green. I'm pushing them in slightly and placing them in as at an angle, like I did with the ficus and the black fern. So I am placing them in at an angle so they start to come in a little bit and shape, give us that shape. So green, black, so green here. And then here also. I don't need any at the bottom because we've now got the black one in the centre here. So we've now got our little pom-poms. All I'm going to do with these is just dot these around where I feel they would be, or look, you know, look okay, or where there's a bit too much green, just to break it up by adding, say like here, you could easily just add that in just to break it up there. And same here where the ficus and the orchid is here, just add that black. I'm going to bring one at the bottom again, place it where the green berries are. Won't really see it. And then we'll just add in as we go along. I'll bring this one to break up the ficus and the orchid. And that's all I'm doing, is just looking for where there's too much of one colour, just to break that up. Oh my goodness. And plus it adds just a little bit of decor as well. So let's have a look. There's a bit of green around here. So let's... I may not put all of these in, it's just an odd few, or I may place them all in. I've got 3 left. I guess I may as well just place them in instead. Well, I say I've got 3 left. I've got a packet full of them. So where can we put these? Let's get one and get it in there. I don't want it in there, so I'm going to pull that out. That spoils the magnolia. I could just pop it and a bit of depth in there, just so I can use it all. And then the last one. Oh my gosh, the glue string. We'll place that there. So I've managed to, oh, it's attached to me, place all those in, and I'm not going to place anything else in. I think that by what we've placed in is looking really pretty. And I did say that I would make it slightly bigger, so it was a 22-inch, and it's now become, let's see, 23, let me just, my mat's not long enough, 23, about 30, about around a 30-inch it's become by adding in. So I've placed, as you can see, the green and black fern around the sides, just to give it that frame. Oh, let me just get that glue string, guys. And with the beautiful magnolias also, I think they look really pretty. And I've incorporated what we've got on the magnolia in our ribbon, or bow, should I say. And I think, guys, that looks really, really pretty. It's quite an elegant look. Do you agree for the Halloween? Well, I mean, it depends on what sort of style. If you go with all the big, scary things for Halloween in greens and blacks, then you look at it differently, I think. But because I've not got nothing scary in, and it's just the greens and blacks, and I've placed in floral and a bow instead of perhaps a skull's head or anything like that. And I think, because again, I always say not everybody wants the wacky, I mean, I like to see them. Not everybody wants the wacky attachments, you know, the skulls and things like that. They'd just rather go with the colour scheme but have floral instead. So I'm going to just get my easel and we're going to place it on that, and then we're going to stand, lift the camera. They do come with a hook on the back themselves, so you don't have to place a hook on. Let's just see if there's any stems come through. A little bit of glue there. Let's just cut that glue off. What's that I can see? But other than that, guys, there's no stems come through at all. So the hook is, don't know if you can see, I lift it. The hook is here already attached. So we'll hang that up. Oh, that's pretty, guys. That really is. It really does look like high end. I guess, let me get the glue string. And just, so, let's just clean this little bit of mess up. We'll turn it around, we'll lift our camera. Let's just come back. I'll try to get most of it in, everybody. So, wasn't that lovely? I will admit, guys, I do love doing swags. I really do. Or some people call them the teardrop wreath or the teardrop swag, and I absolutely adore doing swags. You know, I think I've stated before in the past, swags are at my top of my list, what I enjoy. Then it's the, you know, disregard the arrangements, you know, like the funerals, weddings and things. I mean, concerning wreaths and swags, it is swags, then it's wreaths, because I love doing swags, I really do. I've done lots of them and I've never got bored. I really do enjoy it. And if you've never done one before, I hope that this is giving you some idea on how to place things in as well. Oh, here's my cat. Why does it always come at the end? Oh, you're wet. Don't come near. Oh, you're dirty. Why have you been lying in the mud? Stay there. Stay there. You're wet. You look all scrawny. So, there is our black and lime green Halloween indoor swag. Stay there. No. Stay there. You don't listen to me. He just doesn't listen. You say stay, it comes. You say go, he comes. You say, come here, he just stares at you. So he does the reverse. I'm sure he's doing reverse psychology on me. I'm sure of it. So just by adding in a few little wispy grasses, you know, like your peacock grasses and your fern, your black and lime green fern, because they're airy as well, they're not solid leaf, so they don't stand out, they blend in beautiful. And with the pine needles as well, and then the ficus, you know, that's a small solid leaf, you know, because there's no gaps in it, but it's in lime green and dark green, which blend in lovely, and I've used as the background foliage and or the backdrop foliage. And then the lime green berries, and then the little black balls, you know, just something really tiny. Again, I always say mix the large with the small, so you've got the large magnolia with the smaller head, poinsettia, and then you go with the smaller leaves from the poinsettia with the smaller flower head on the orchid, and then from the orchid you go even smaller down to your berries and your little baubles and things like that. So I've reduced height, so you know, the how big the floral is and things like that. So you mix in the large with the small, and also the rough with the smooth. Like this fern is a rough texture, and the pine needles are rough. Then you've got the ficus, which is soft, you know, things like that. Then you've got obviously your magnolia petals, which are velvet and they are soft. And these are plastic actually, guys, these orchids, but they feel lovely and soft. And then you've got like these black filler foliage, which is also a solid leaf as well. So I don't think I've overdone it. I think that looks quite pretty. And to say it was only a small swag, if I can show it you from behind, that's how tiny, how cute the swag was. That's the longest point, but that's how cute it were, really tiny. And it's now, you know, you can see the outside of it, how much further we've come out. And you know, that's where I say that, where you can make even the smallest swag look big by the way you place in and design your arrangement around it, which I think it's great. So I hope you give it a go, guys, even if you don't want to do it in the lime green, you know, but you've got other colour scheme in you know, in mind, or you know, really vibrant orange and black, you know, that would just give off just as much look as the lime green one. You know, you could add in orange fern, bright orange fern, orange foliage, like I've got some orange ruscus, little ruscus. You could add in orange wheat or harvest. Oh my gosh, ficus, you know, anything, you know, foliage in bright orange you could add. And if you don't have these pine needles, don't worry yourselves, guys, just get the, excuse me, the ones like the spruce on the swag, you know, similar to those. Get some pine needles as well, add those in. And if you don't have the magnolias, but yet you have something like a big lime green poinsettia or a lime green peony, you know, I've got lime green peonies, but if you have, or you can get lime green, oh gosh, lilies. I've got a lime green, so just a couple over there in lime green. And again, I've got the orchids in lime green. So if you can find any floral, a big floral for your statement piece in a you know, that vibrant colour that you're using, and then just add in some blacks. If you haven't got the black fern, you could add in any other, you know, black ruscus or anything like that. If you haven't got ficus, use willow or ruscus again, things like that on, you know, a smaller leaf. Because it's a smaller swag, I don't use big leaves, because by doing that it would make it look a little odd, not too odd, but a little odd. So I keep in a relatively, you know, smaller size foliage and floral with the size of the swag. Now if it was a big 36-inch swag, oh, I would get in the big leaves. So it's just, you know, if that helps, you know, give you an idea. So give it a go, have fun and enjoy. And I wonder if the lady Jacqueline likes this, and if she's going to give it a go herself. So take care, guys. I won't be here tomorrow. It's the busy day again of the week for me. Yes, it is. Have a wonderful weekend as well. Keep creating and doing your wonderful arrangements, and enjoy and have lots of fun. So take care for now, guys. Again, just please subscribe, share and like to all the people you know, bring them along to come and have a look at some different colours or ideas, you know, and creating something beautiful, whether for yourselves to sell or a loved one or family member, anybody or a neighbour, you know, just come along to give you a few ideas and enjoy. And thank you so much for watching my tutorial and taking up your wonderful time. I hope that I haven't interrupted too much of your time. So have a wonderful weekend again, guys. God bless, good health, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now. Bye-bye. Right, let's just get a close-up. Hopefully I don't press that button today. So let's see if I can just... Oh no, I think I've pressed it. Oh gosh, we'll soon find out. Yeah, look, can you see on the green ribbon it's not focusing? So I've got to press that. So let me just do something. Now let it come off again. Oh, it's still not doing it. Oh, did it do it then? One moment, guys, let me try again. See, I have to put this light on, or the flash, and then switch it off. There you go. There you go. It's got it. So there's the wonderful 5/8 green glittered ribbon, the wonderful 7/8 black plain ribbon, and then our leopard print ribbon as well. There's our wonderful Magnolias. I think I could shape those up a little bit better. I'll have to have a play in a moment. With the lime green and a few little bits of glittery or sequins added. Our beautiful black poinsettias. Our bright lime green berries. Our green fern. Our black fern. Our little round soft balls. I can't think what they're just like a little bit of like a yarn or wool or something. Our black filler foliage as well, and our peacock feathers at the top. Oh, and don't forget the orchids, and our lovely orchids here also, and our pine needles. That's another thing, our pine needles, and our ficus. So I hope that you enjoyed that, guys. I hope you like the colour, and give it a go and have fun. Take care. I love you all, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now. Bye-bye.